Today on Studio G, we'll have a look into Hillary Clinton's email controversy and the Backstreet Boys move to Sin City,
as well as a look at international and national news. Studio G starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Studio G. I'm Sherelle Moore.
And I'm Idania Ramirez. We start today's show with some breaking news out of Wrigley Field late last night. After 108 long years, the Chicago Cubs made history last night by becoming the 2016 World Series champions during Game 7 against the Cleveland Indians. While it was a close game, having to go into extra innings, the Cubs were able to come out on top with an 8-7 win. While the final game took place at Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio, home to the Indians, Wrigley Field in Chicago was packed with fans ready to celebrate the end of the 108-year-old curse. Streets and bars were packed with Cubs fans as they celebrated the historic win. You know, I think it's crazy. I have so many friends that posted on Facebook and that were texting me that they were super excited. So I think it's a really historic time right now.
Honestly, I got on Twitter last night and the Cubs were trending all night long.
I know.
It made me want to turn to the game and actually watch the ending of it.
I know, especially here in Vegas. I'm pretty sure all the sports bars were pretty packed.
Everybody was packed and everybody was really excited.
Yeah, and all the news stations were talking about it. They were all super excited. So I think it's a really, really cool time in history.
It's really exciting for them.
Exactly.
This year's election is not safe from controversies surrounding both candidates. Hillary Clinton's biggest controversy has been her private email server, which has now become a problem once again for her campaign. Nathan Asselin has the story.
Hillary Clinton's emails have been a major topic in the 2016 presidential election, with many criticizing her for mishandling classified information. New emails of Clinton's were discovered while investigating Anthony Weiner, who is suspected of having sexually charged communications with a 15-year-old. The FBI Director James Comey says he made this information public because the American people had the right to know what was going on. The White House press secretary responded with no criticism toward Comey's decision.
I'll neither defend nor criticize what Director Comey has decided to communicate to the public about this investigation.
The FBI has received a search warrant to go through the newly discovered emails. Clinton's response to the investigation is that she is confident the new information will not change the FBI's current recommendation.
I will tell you this, if they want to look at some more emails of one of my staffers, by all means, go ahead, look at them.
More emails have been released on WikiLeaks saying the Clintons' campaign may have received information about some of the debate questions. The email suggests DNC official Donna Brazile shared details about the questions that would be used.
Speaking of draining the swamp, Donna Brazile did it again, WikiLeaks today. She gave the questions to a debate to Hillary Clinton.
Reporting for Studio G, I'm Nathan Asselin.
This recent development has not affected her place in the polls. She is still ahead of Donald Trump in the general election by 7 points.
Airbnb is growing to be one of the most popular hosting companies for travelers around the world. The app that allows people to share their home or rent it during a trip across the world is becoming a growing trend for millennials. While its customer rate is growing, many people are concerned that discriminatory issues are now rising with the popular app. A study done by Harvard Business School suggests that there was only a positive rate of 42% for Americans with African-sounding names that were renting the homes. They created over 6,000 profiles to do this study, and after deliberation, they found that hosts were denying renters because of race and gender. After releasing their statistics, Airbnb issued a statement and sat with civil rights activists to correct the problem, but their dilemma only grew. People with active profiles on their site do not work directly with the company. These findings haven't stopped all from creating accounts and have found that college students are one of the highest statistics in using Airbnb.
My company, we've used Airbnb tons of times for travel purposes, and I haven't had any issues with them so far. In fact, I'm actually starting to prefer them. If I can't get a hotel at certain places, I definitely go to Airbnb next. It's just more hospitable to stay at. As far as the racial issues and everything that I have been hearing about, I haven't experienced those myself, or has anyone that I am close to. Like I said, I do have a lot of people in my company and that I work with that use it as well. It's super easy. I can do it all on my phone, which is awesome as well. You don't necessarily need to be on the computer to book it. And yeah, I think it's a super good app and system and source if you don't mind staying in someone else's home. Hopefully it's successful, because I definitely think if there are racial issues going on, a solution to that would be awesome.
Denied users created a hashtag, Airbnb while black. That resulted in a rival company founded by millennials called Inclusive. This would give people of color the chance to speak out against Airbnb's negligence and provide them with places to stay without being rejected for age, race, or gender. Just over the weekend, the company called Airbnb out on their attempt to end racist hosts by sending all account holders an email that Inclusive is calling a pinky promise to never be racist again. The email outlines that hosts must not look at pictures of account holders and rent to anyone who is available within the days offered and is willing to pay. Inclusive makes a point that there is no way to patrol this issue and will not be an active reason for change. Who knows if these new terms and conditions will end with the problem, but Airbnb released another statement announcing that they don't take these issues lightly and will continue to try and rectify the problem. On the other hand, is now an active website and promises not to show names or photos to minimize discrimination, and plans to connect host and guest after booking is confirmed.
This election year has witnessed its share of internet hacks. Studio G reporter Lemitra Miller has the story on who's been suspected to be behind these cyber attacks.
United States have deemed Russia as hackers for manipulating the votes for this upcoming presidential election. And for Trump, this is leverage.
If you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails.
United States believe that the Kremlin is using the internet to manipulate political opinions. A Russian internet troll explains.
The US elections are the key issue for the Kremlin, and of course Russia has invested a lot of effort into them. That's why the troll factories are working, I have no doubt.
Many Russian internet trolls since 2014 of the Russian rebellion in Ukraine have made it their mission to spread false information online. This was the first evidence of pro-Kremlin troll factories. These trolls were secretly caught on camera by a former employee, praising the Kremlin, and many of these trolls spent 12 hours or more on the internet. But those 12 hours were also used in belittling Russia enemies with blogs and internet chat. These paid trolls' jobs are to brainwash. Russian media is pro-Trump, and Washington believes that Russia is supplying WikiLeaks with the hacked emails of Clinton. As the election continues, Washington continues to monitor the internet situation. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Lemitra Miller.
I guess we will have to wait and see if these cyber attacks increase after this year's election. And now we're going to take a short break, and when we return, a look at national and international news.
Sunday evening jazz. I mainly play a lot of contemporary jazz music from the 1960s up until about 2012, 2013. When I go on, just explain who it was, the name of the song, the name of the artist, maybe the name of the album, their career. I just hope that everybody enjoys it and appreciate it for the kind of music it is and how great it is. My name is Sam, and I host Sunday Evening Jazz on the rebelhd2.com.
This is a 30-minute show that airs every Tuesday evening at 91.5. You're going to hear Dr. Gary Larson along with our regular contributors talking about what matters to our community. And not only what matters, but why does it matter? We look at our community as a whole, but we also pay special attention to what's happening here at UNLV because that's our home as well. So looking at our metropolis through the lens of a radio show really gives us the unique perspective to tell a story through words and through people, and I think it makes for a great program.
It's the Rebel and Revolt show. Pretty good show about, just someone who will actually talk about UNLV the way an outsider might feel. We talk about current events, we talk about politics, try to take an offensive swing with it. Sometimes it's hit or miss, and then we talk about, the little things in life that everybody laughs about. And we are the Rebels and we are revolting. My name is Jameson Wilk and I run the Rebel and Revolt show, and you can tune in at therebelhd2.com.
Hello, I'm Catherine Ho, and I'm here with your international and national news update. With gun sales at an all-time high, gun company executives are trying to understand the cause of the increase of firearm purchases. With the election just days away, gun company Smith & Wesson is reporting a 40% surge in their quarterly sales, doubling their profits from previous years. Smith & Wesson CEO James Debney credits the recent spike in gun sales to a stronger consumer demand. However, some gun executives have suggested that with the possibility of Hillary Clinton being elected into office, there is a fear of restrictions on military-style assault weapons, which is believed to be the true reason behind customers' strong demand. With Mrs. Clinton actively campaigning against gun industries and Supreme Court rulings on firearms, Smith & Wesson's chief financial officer wants it to be known that the company doesn't assume any particular victor in the presidential election. Smith & Wesson is also expecting to earn as much as $2.48 per share this fiscal year. A pipeline explosion leaves one person dead and another 5 people injured. Colonial Pipeline, the company owners of the pipeline, said the explosion Monday night happened when a contract crew hit the line with a track hoe. Alabama Governor Robert Bentley says the person who died in the explosion on Monday was most likely a machine operator. This person who is believed to have struck the pipeline, causing the explosion. The explosion that took place in Shelby County, Alabama, occurred on the same pipeline that leaked more than 300,000 gallons of gas in the area in September. This blast is a mile away from where that prior leak took place. Hundreds of civilians are fleeing their neighborhoods in the outskirts of Mosul as Iraqi counterterrorism units keep advancing towards the city. Sniper fire and constant shelling have been keeping civilians from escaping the city. Fighters in the area are remaining in the city, continuing the fight. As troops move in, experts believe that entering Mosul will trigger the fiercest fighting seen yet in the 2-week offensive. On a lighter note, this week, Apple released a new batch of emojis with its beta version of iOS 10.2. This update includes the addition of new food and animal emojis, as well as different professions. What caught most people's attention was an emoji of the late David Bowie that includes both male and female versions of the gender-blending pop star. The Bowie and professional emojis were part of a push to promote gender equality. In previous versions of iOS, most profession-specific emojis were exclusively male. But in May, Google said it wants to promote the diversity of women's careers and combat sexism. We're glad to see a step in the right direction. Can't wait to see the update. That's it for international and national news. Back to you, Sherelle and Adanya.
So one emoji that I think is really cool that they have is an avocado emoji now. So if you want to make guacamole, you can express that in emoji terms.
That sounds good, especially because I eat a lot of avocado. avocado in Spanish. But I think that they need to have a bird emoji. Do they have one?
I think they have like
emoji.
They have like something with like beaks, but I feel like they need one that like flies.
They do, and they also need a reporter one. I don't know if they have one there, but
A
they
reporter one
definitely,
would be really
they definitely
fun.
need one.
After the break, we will be back with Mary Jane for weather.
Shervin Mushuri.
I'm Langston Carter.
Hi, I'm Holly.
My name is Anna.
My name is Jameson Wilk.
Window on the Middle East.
Spinning Indie.
Good news with Holly.
It's jazz and a touch of soul.
It's Latin Nights with Anna.
The Rebel and Revolt Show.
And you can check it out on therebelhd2.com.
Oh, the station's great. You make friends, you gain skills, you learn how to do all this stuff with audio. It's a fantastic thing.
I can grow with everyone and everybody supports me as well as I can support them.
I think it's great. I think it's a blessing to have this kind of equipment from the Green Spun family as well as the state of Nevada.
And it's really informative to see, how a radio show really works.
Now that I do it, I have friends, I have people that want to hang out, and I get to play music a lot.
It's very good too because we have all the top of the line equipment to work with and students here that can help you out. So it's a very, very good way to get involved in the radio.
It's the Rebel and Revolt Show. Pretty good show about, just someone who will actually talk about UNLV the way an outsider might feel. We talk about current events, we talk about politics, try to take an offensive swing with it. Sometimes it's hit or miss, but and then we talk about, the little things in life that everybody laughs about. And we are the Rebels and we are revolting. My name is Jameson Wilk and I run the Rebel and Revolt Show, and you can tune in at therebelhd2.com.
Welcome back. I'm Mary Jane for your weather report. Looking at today's high, 80 degrees and 62 for the low. Feeling nice outside as we head into November. Right now feeling 72. It's going to be a really nice day. Clear skies, zero chance of rain, I'm sorry. Winds coming in northwest at 3 miles per hour. And looking into our aerial view of Lake Mead, some cloud coverage there, looking pretty nice if you're going to go fishing. Just keep in mind, though, that a wind advisory is still going to be in effect until the end of this week. Looking into our 4-day forecast, we have, looks like 80 is the favorite number, 80, 81, and 82, and hitting into Sunday, dropping down 1 degree into 79. Heading to the low, 62, 63, 60, and 58. Starting to feel a little bit cooler, which feels nice as we're getting into fall, so my favorite season, actually, of the year. Looking into the temperatures right now, we're going to go from Centennial, Summerlin, all the way down into Boulder City. Let's see the temperatures, 70, 72, 70, looking like it's going to be consistent all throughout the week as well. Henderson, 73, Boulder City, 72, Nellis, 72, Summerlin, 70. Southern Highlands dropping down 1 degree, 69 degrees. Taking a look here, let's hop into the lake wind advisory still in effect. Now, like I said, if you're going fishing, make sure you take a jacket with you. Looking into the U.S., we do have a cold front coming in, low pressure, which means it's going to be a lot of rain. Looking into above, high temperatures expected to continue for much of the central and eastern U.S. today. Now, I'm not talking about low rain. I'm talking about a lot of rain, multiple windstorms, and it's going to be high risk of flooding. That wraps up your weather report. We'll be right back after the break.
Show that airs every Tuesday evening at 91.5. You're going to hear Dr. Gary Larson along with our regular contributors talking about what matters to our community. And not only what matters, but why does it matter? We look at our community as a whole, but we also pay special attention to what's happening here at UNLV because that's our home as well. So looking at our metropolis through the lens of a radio show really gives us the unique perspective to tell a story through words and through people. And I think it makes for a great program.
We are member supported. KUNV 91.5, The Source. Here's why you should become a member. Become a part of the public radio family while keeping jazz alive in Southern Nevada. Every member receives a discount card to businesses and restaurants around the valley, along with a premium of KUNV branded items. exclusive access to KUNV ticket giveaways for concerts and events, and private members-only events with prominent musicians such as Paul Taylor, Vincent Ingala, and many more. We are 91.5 The Source, and that source is you. So become a member today.
I mainly play a lot of contemporary jazz music from the 1960s up until about 2012, 2013. When I go on, just explain who it was, the name of the song, the name of the artist, maybe the name of the album, their career. I just hope that everybody enjoys it and appreciate it for the kind of music it is and how great it is. My name is Sam, and I host Sunday Evening Jazz on therebelhd2.com.
The desire to bring about social and political change by UNLV students echoes through history as UNLV celebrates 60 years of student activism. It's been 60 years of strength and passion to stand up for what students believe in that has brought the activism display at Lead Library called Please, I'd Like to Grow. The exhibit displays newspaper articles produced by students for the Rebel Yell and pictures that voice issues pertaining to LGBTQ rights, movements made by minorities declaring racial justice, environmental activism, and more. Student activist Jasmine Bryant says the fight for social justice is still not over and continues.
Lack of understanding and unwillingness to understand is just, I think, some like foundational issues that we just have.
Of Lead Library until December 30th.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month wrapped up last week. The American Cancer Society celebrated the survivors and honored the brave by hosting the annual Making Strides Run. As you'll see, the event was the Think Pink Party of the Year.
Strides Walk has lots of energy. There's lots of positive things going on. We all love to come out and wear our pink, strut our big fluffy pink hats, and we sing, we dance, we do yoga, we walk together, some of us run together, and it's just a great family event.
The Making Strides Walk was this past weekend and was hosted at the Red Rock Hotel and Casino.
It's an honor to be the host hotel and to have everybody here and hang out with us and celebrate these survivors, and then do everything we can to help raise money for those that are still struggling and fighting for their lives.
Over 250,000 people came out to help raise money for the cause.
Breast cancer is still the most common cancer in women after skin cancer. It's estimated to have 246,000 new cases of invasive cancer in women. But we have 3 million survivors, and that's why we're celebrating today. The Strides events help women to let them know that they're not alone. When you have your double mastectomy, you need to learn to fall in love with yourself all over again, and it's very, very traumatizing to you emotionally. So when you come to these Strides events and you meet peers and other women who have gone through what you've gone through, it gives you the support to know that you're not alone.
Look at that, you got one of those. So, because you know what? You beat cancer. Awesome, give it up for her, everybody, nice.
From start to finish, everyone agreed it's time to finish the fight against breast cancer.
Early detection is key. I was diagnosed when I was 40 years old. I was not doing self-exams, and so it was through a mammogram that I discovered mine. We've got so many volunteer opportunities, different events through the year, Relay for Life that needs volunteers. So just call American Cancer Society's office and they will hook you up with the best volunteer opportunity that would fit you.
The Making Strides Run raised tons of money that will go towards breast cancer research. If you're still wondering how you can help, you can give our American Cancer Society Las Vegas chapter a call at 702-798-5938.
And guess who's back? Backstreet's back, and they'll be performing live here in Las Vegas. Reporter Jessica Sagawa got the scoop.
Hey everybody! We are on location at a photo shoot for our upcoming residency, March 2017 in Las Vegas. That's right. So, be there.
The Backstreet Boys are back. Starting March 1st, 2017, the boy band will be starting their trial residency here in Las Vegas at the Planet Hollywood Resorts and Casinos Axis venue. The 18 concerts will be scattered through the months till July 1st. I spoke to some of the students upon the Backstreet Boys' arrival. Here's what they had to say.
I love the Backstreet Boys.
What's your favorite song?
I Want It That Way, without a doubt. Everyone's favorite song.
Did you know the Backstreet Boys will be residents here in Vegas?
Oh, Backstreet's back. All right.
Do you like the Backstreet Boys?
I love the Backstreet Boys.
What's your favorite song?
Everybody. Yeah. That's my favorite one.
I Want It That Way. Everyone's favorite. Justin Timberlake. That's NSYNC, isn't it?
Is NSYNC your favorite boy band?
Yeah, I like them more than Backstreet Boys, but I liked them both when I was a kid. Nick Carter.
Nick Carter?
Yes. And not Justin Timberlake.
With many people eager to see the Backstreet Boys early next year, let's see if they will secure a permanent residency after their 18 shows. Reporting from Studio G, I'm Jessica Sagala.
How exciting! Tickets are available online and at Planet Hollywood's Axis Venue Box office.
One celebrity birthday is rocking one popular street, Sesame Street that is. Cookie Monster, known formerly by his first name Sid, celebrated his 45th birthday yesterday. Cookie Monster, who has been a central character to Sesame Street, has helped children all across the country know that not all monsters are to be feared.
I think that's awesome, but I really want to talk about the Backstreet Boys coming back.
I'm so excited about the
excited
Backstreet Boys.
too.
I think I'm going to get tickets like as soon as
I know,
it
I
opens.
definitely have to go, and I wonder how much they cost. So definitely it's good to go and check out the website.
I know they just had a tour with like New Kids on the Block, so maybe they'll even make some special appearances. And then also Britney's here, and I feel like they're all from that same like early 2000s era.
There you go. I wonder if like my little brother and sister are even going to know who they are when I tell them.
Oh my God, I hope
You know
so.
what
I
I
feel like
mean?
if you were born in like the 90s, then you should
Exactly.
definitely know.
Exactly.
Early 2000s might be a little like iffy or shaky.
It'll definitely take us back to that time. I used to be little and I used to like sing them all the time, like perform with my
I remember
family.
they had lip gloss and I had their lip gloss.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's so funny. Well, thank you for joining us for another episode of Studio G. I'm Idania Ramirez.
And I'm Sherelle Moore. Make sure to tune in next Tuesday night for our special presidential election show.